I just watched a very interesting video from the Young Turks describing a new fetish arising in Japan. This fetish involves one person licking the eyeball of the other person. Not only is this very odd by Western standards, but it's also kind of unsanitary and unsafe. The tongue is one of the dirtiest parts of the body, and you're putting it on the eyeball, one of the most fragile parts of the body. That could be a serious issue because you could develop a rash or an infection, you could lose some or all of the sight in your eye from this, and it could potentially spread to other parts of your body, giving you even bigger health concerns. I think it's okay to criticize this as a fetish as it functions in society, but it's kind of dangerous to equate that to Japan. Because there's a lot of stereotyping that goes on with Japan considering fetishes that arise. We tend to view them as being weird, and that can almost dehumanize them. I'm not going to deny that these weird fetishes arise in Japan. Obviously there's a kernel of truth to every rumor, but it's a massive stretch to say it applies to everyone in Japanese culture. Something you have to understand about Japan is it's very difficult to make a living for a number of reasons. For one thing, the cost of living is always going up, and the wages don't often rise with that cost of living, meaning that there's a huge crunch on people to make it by. And also there's a tremendous amount of pressure to live in the city, like be in Tokyo. That's where all the stuff happens. But of course that means that the cost of living is going to be even higher, even more stress. There's not a lot of luxury items for the most part that people spend their money on in the same way that we do in America. There's a tremendous amount of pressure over there to save your money. So pretty much everything you earn gets invested into your family. And also, dual income households are generally looked down upon and are not supported by society. So imagine that you're someone raising a family here in America. Imagine how much stress there is on you to make ends meet. Now imagine that stress is doubled. That's what many Japanese people deal with when trying to sustain a family. And they're probably going to have to work extra hours so they won't see their child very much. People say, why bother? Why do I care about this? Why do I want to support a system that I get no benefit from? This causes Japanese people to drop out of society and just form their own little niche cultures. And that's where these fetishes arise from. I'd say it's comparable to America having Cheeto-eating, fedora-wearing, neckbeard-having people who live in their mom's basement playing World of Warcraft all day. Now, obviously that is a part of American culture, but it's not a representation of all of American culture. It's people who have essentially dropped out of society to do their own weird thing. And yes, we can agree that it's odd, but to compare that and say it is a representation of American culture is wrong. Obviously, we can just joke about things. I believe in the video they said that this is taking licking your balls to a new extent. And there's nothing wrong with a couple of laughs. I just think we have to be very careful about how we extend this to Japanese culture as a whole. It's something to keep an eye on. Pun intended. Thank you.